Welcome to CloudFormation 101. So the question, why do we need the CloudFormation? So all the resources which we create in the AWS, all the resources can be created manually using the console. But when you look at the real world scenario, you will have the development environment, test and the production, and you don't want to create all the resources manually in all the environment because there could be error. That's where the cloud formation help us. So what this cloud formation does, it's an infrastructure as a code, and it create and manage collection of AWS resources using the template in JSON or YAML format. So what you do, you provide the code in the JSON or YAML language, and it will create the resources which you need for your code. And the templates are reusable, so same templates with the different parameters and configurations can be used in the different environment, so there will be consistency and the code will be created perfectly. So that's why the cloud formation is known as infrastructure as a code. So the cloud formation creates stack based on the template, which is the collection of resource and can be updated or deleted. So with the use of cloud formation template, you can create any resource which you can create using the AWS management console. So what are the steps are there? So when you create the cloud formation stack, you need to write your code, and we'll be taking a look at the code in a few minutes, and the same code will be writing when we are going to create the AWS Glue pipeline and other resources. Then the code will be updated to S3, and CI/CD process will start creating the stack, or you can create the stack using the AWS CLI. So for this course, we'll be using the AWS CLI to create the stack, but in the company or organization, there will be a Jenkins or other CI/CD process. Once your code is approved, it will start creating the stacks, and it will provision and configure the stacks and resources which you need. So now let's go and take a look at the some of the cloud formation template which we'll be creating in this course. So when you look at this code, there's a bucket creation template YAML file. So what this template will do, it will create the S3 bucket in your AWS account. So you don't need to manually go and create the S3 bucket. There's another JSON template which does create the IAM role. So you don't need to go and manually create the IAM role in this one. So we'll be creating a lot of templates in this course for our AWS Glue pipeline, where we will be creating the Glue IAM role, the schedule triggers, crawler using the template, because the main objective behind this course is to provide students the real on hand on the AWS Glue pipelines and how they are being created in the real world and in the company. So now let's go and take a look at the cloud formation in the AWS management console. So as you know, we can go to the services and we can look for the cloud formation, and you can find all the services here. So in the cloud formation, when I go and click, I can find 3 different stacks has been created. So this one is this create S3 bucket stack, which the code which we just saw, and it created the S3 bucket in this AWS account. So when you click on this stack, you can go on to the different event and resources it creates. So if the cloud formation template has some issues, you can see where the problem is, whether it was the problem with the creating the event or the updating the event. So if you create something, if you want to update, the cloud formation can also update all the resources which are being created. On the resources tab, you can see what are the resources it has created. So in this case, it created the S3 bucket. You can also give the output in the cloud formation template, where it will print out or it will give the information of what the resources were created. So it created the S3 bucket, and the name of the S3 bucket is ETL Artifactory. The parameters provided over here. In our template, we didn't provide any parameters, but in the real world, there will be parameters provided, like what should be your test AWS account ID or the name of the roles which you want to create, and depending on the parameters, it will be created. As an example, if you want to create the buckets in different environment, you can prefix or suffix with the environment variable, and that way it will create the bucket and prefix with the same, like prod dash S3 bucket and all other information. It's the same template which we use, so CloudFormation will keep the template over here. So that's what all about CloudFormation. We will be creating a lot of CloudFormation templates in this course. Looking forward for it. Thank you.